I'll have to be honest with you. First thing I'm going to mention right up front is it's free. I like the service when it's free because, you know, you can tie up a lot of money in different services, and from experience I found out that sometimes you can pay a lot of money and you may not be getting that much out of it.
Good afternoon. Welcome to GrainTV. It's the Friday edition, February 27th. I'm Kevin McNew. To my left, Cody Bills. Cody, we had a strong day on the board today. Wheat leading us higher with an 11 1/4 cent advance, while corn was up 3 and beans closed the day only up 1.5 cents. Cody, what were some of the big drivers hitting the market today?
Well, first of all, we got to talk about that trucker strike because obviously that has been a very emotional time period here over the last week. We have a situation where truckers were unhappy about that diesel tax. They go out in the roads, they park their rigs on the shoulder of the road, and obviously this has caused a significant amount of backup, not only in getting fuel out to the countryside to these harvesters, and they need it right now because they're going right through the height of harvest, but also getting the grain back to the ports, back to the elevators. It's just caused a little bit of a transportation nightmare down there. What we do know is that it looks as though there are signs of this ending. There are signs. Basically there's some serious fees being levied for those that maintain their blockage on the roads, anywhere between $1,300 to $3,500 per hour. So they're very significant, and I suspected as soon as those fees come out that would start to break it up, and it has. You know, we've seen roadblocks here go from 88 roadblocks reported throughout the country on Thursday to around 59 locations here on Friday, and I would suspect that over the weekend we'll see that number continue to diminish. The one thing about this this trucker strike is that, you know, we don't really know, once they clear the roadways, are they going to go right back to work? Will they still have full capacity in terms of trucks available to them? Will we still be running at that sort of capacity? I would suspect that we are going to see negative implications here in the ports. I wouldn't be surprised if we do see some delays down the road, but right now, no immediate delays, but this is the sort of thing where we know it's coming down the pipe.
Right, and Cody, I think farmers here need to recognize that this doesn't fundamentally change the supply and demand outlook. Brazil still has a large crop. The question is it going to get to market in a week, or is it going to get to market in 2 or 3 weeks because of this trucker strike?
Absolutely. We see a lot of this, really a premium in the front month. This is the sort of thing where obviously I wouldn't necessarily say it's a bullish story, but I think it gives a lot of reason for these record amount of shorts here in soybeans to lift some of those shorts, and I think that's what we're seeing. When you look at wheat, you know, we look at that story. It is you know, a very bearish story for wheat. Plenty of wheat on the global market. We continue to see ending stocks rising here in each WASDE report, but we were able to turn around today, and I don't necessarily think we bounced really because of strong, fundamentally bullish news. I think what we saw is a little bit of a combination of the fact that it's a Friday. We have first notice day today. We also had previous support that you can see was very strong. It held up yesterday. Export sales were decent. We had that sale to Egypt. I think all these things kind of combine into a situation where you get a little bit of a bounce. But all in all, I don't necessarily think this is a bottom for wheat. I wouldn't be surprised maybe if we have a little bit of continuation on Monday. But I wouldn't get too excited about the price of wheat.
Yeah, I think the price of wheat is only going to see a major lift when we have some sort of supply disruption, whether it's in the U.S., whether it's in Russia, former Soviet Union countries. But right now, there's nothing on the horizon that suggests that's the case.
Absolutely. Now, Kevin, we do talk about the cash market an awful lot on Fridays. What are we seeing here in the cash market? Have we seen any sort of major shifts, especially with this kind of volatility being introduced in the market?
Well, certainly, you know, with beans up on the board in the last week, we saw relatively flat basis levels across the country for soybeans. Now, in certain sectors, especially the soy crushing plants, we actually saw some weakness for the first time in a long while. We saw bean plants, especially in the Midwest, dropping basis by 5 to 10 cents in some cases. So we, are not surprised by that because in essence that high futures price got some farmer delivery action going on, especially in the western Corn Belt. In the eastern Corn Belt, it's somewhat of a different story because they've been having weather problems. It's been slowing truck movement. The sort of onslaught of snowstorms has really slowed deliveries, not only to ethanol or soy crushing plants, but also to river terminals. And so some of the river terminals, especially along the Ohio River, are really telling their farmers, load us up on beans first, delay your corn shipments to us, that they really want those beans. So, in the corn market, it's been a strong week with a 2-cent gain. Again, we saw strength in ethanol plants. They are leading the charge higher. In the western Corn Belt, we saw 10-cent advances at some of these ethanol plants. So the fact that corn futures was off this week is not surprising. That farm deliveries were probably a little slow, especially in the western Corn Belt.
It is kind of interesting with first notice day and that carry in the corn market that we were still able to get that 2-cent basis.
Yeah, we have a really wide carry between March, May, about 9 cents right now. So. I think the market is really telling us we have plenty of stocks and certainly plenty of old crop supplies in the market chain right now. But May may be another story. We see a strong level of outstanding sales of corn that need to get moved. So that's got to come to fruition pretty soon. And river terminals are certainly bidding up that April-May delivery.
Oh, thank you, Kevin. Now, if you guys have any questions about what we talked about today, give us a call. The number is 877-472-4607. And remember, if you haven't done so yet, take a demo. Take that 14-day free trial available at grainhedge.com. We'll show you not only what it's like to have the live quotes on your mobile phone, but also what it's like to be able to manage your risk there on your home computer. Thanks a lot for tuning in. We'll see you here on Monday.